Welcome to the world of Rouge. I am Oliwia Rouge and Shredy is here with me. Today we have a question from the audience. I'm in a relationship with a lady that I really admire because she's a good singer and artist. Also, we share many things in common. I believe in her potential, but she doesn't really believe in herself. I also value being self-made and sovereign, but she doesn't share that same mindset. Also, she still practices the rituals of the religion and belief in horoscope and some other myths, thinking that she's spiritual, instead of focusing on working and making a sovereign life by herself or with me. She wants to stay another year with her parents until she finishes her studies to get a diploma in journalism that we both know that it's not worthy. She don't want to let it go just because her father's paying for it. I've got confused because I showed her my intentions that since she's a good, beautiful artist, I would love to marry her and make a family together. But I really don't know what to do in this situation. Should I keep trying to align with her? Even that I know I can't and shouldn't force her to anything, or should I focus on someone who shares more of my mindset? I'm thinking like I would ask myself if I would be with someone that also is with their parents still. How is the relationship with the parents? How do I like them? But mostly I don't like to deal with the parents. I would like only to deal with the partner, you know? Because if more people are coming to the picture, then it's more complicated. Because then you're not only with the person, but also with the others in a dynamic, right?
You know, when it comes to physical attraction, there's one thing, emotional attraction, there's one thing, spiritual attraction. Depends on how much you want. Like kind of the ultimate life has no compromises. But because it is almost impossible to find your match, it's almost impossible. Like you're walking here and we're looking for where is my match? It is impossible to find it for so many reasons. Many people like put masks on themselves, so they hide who they really are. Many people are hiding. Many people try to protect who they are. So kind of we are digging in the dark. And in this encounter, you try to meet someone, and I would ask myself, are you really in love with that person? Or are you in love with what you wish it to be? With who you wish her to be? And then you need to make a choice. I mean, I think is the worst thing in a personal relationship is that you need to teach the other person things. I mean, she is who she is. And her personal transformation has to do with her, not with you.
But do you think like there's always like a potential and we fantasize of how this relationship could go in a certain way, and then we have like this reality checks that come in between, right? Or we should not think into the future at all?
It's a nice place to start from, the present. You enjoy the presence of each other. Is there chemistry? You like each other? This is a nice place to start from. But then time will be the test. When we are going to find out that, things don't match. That's why we need to spend time with each other.
And then it's like about this having these conversations. Where are we standing on in this relationship right now? For example, with this case that there is like also something of depending on the family. There's like this, that she, for me it sounds like they both know that this diploma doesn't make sense, but there's the family involved. So this is kind of opening a huge topic in the relationship. And then to talk about it, what he needs actually from it, how she deals with the situation. And then she tells her perspective on if she's open to go into this direction or if she stays with this dynamic and with the family.
I'm not a fan of conversations, honestly.
Huh.
like talking about the things, trying to convince people things, try to... many things make sense. And many things are just personal taste. Sometimes it's a personal choice to live with your family or not. If she doesn't like to live with her family, but she has to live with her family, then we can talk about something. But if she likes to live with her family, and why would you want to take her out of that? She likes it. You don't want that, but this is her choice. So here, this relationship becomes a mirror that we can learn something about ourselves. And to let go of the need of controlling others or changing others. I would love to inspire people. We all love to inspire people. Oh, okay. Some of us like to inspire people. But if they're not willing to get inspired, if they don't want, this is their choice. So we love them so unconditionally that even if they like it to bring destruction of themselves, this is what they want to experience. I let them enjoy it like till the end. So I would not drag anybody out of their misery if they enjoy being there.
This is so hard to be in a relationship, and not only romantic one, but with friends, and to see how they self-destruct themselves and not to try to control it or to put on our opinion or our help, because from our point of view, we see clearly that this is self-destruction, right? Yeah. I think this is one of the hardest ones.
Yeah, and this is like letting go of the control, of the need of control to try to fix others. Who said that others want to be fixed? Who said that others want otherwise? This is when it comes to like unconditional love. We love them. And we let them experience the reality that they choose, regardless of how we perceive it. Maybe for us it looks bad and negative and self-destructive. For them, this is their highest excitement and their passion. Why would I want to take them out of that experience? If somebody wants to go out of that experience and they ask for my help and they're willing to do the work, so I have a permission to help them. Until then, if I try to force myself on somebody's choices, even when it's out of good intention, this is a breach of the moral code, because I try to force something on somebody else that he didn't choose.
Yeah, that's true. But we are also like raised this way. So we don't even see that this is already breaking kind of the moral code. Yeah. Also, you said, and then now in the beginning you said that this relationship, there should be like no compromises. Did I understand you right?
If you want to live in a holistic harmony, it means like sexual, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, all of it. Then, how much compromises you can make? There's a range. Of course, we will not fit each other 100% because everybody has his own fingerprint and character. But how much compromises you're willing to make?
Yeah. Because if I would stick to the thought of finding someone who's fitting perfectly, I might never meet this person. So from my opinion, I think that we should do a little bit of compromises. But I think there's a difference between core compromises and compromises that we can do. For example, I would not accept a partner who's smoking. So if my partner would say, or person that I'm dating, I'm not ever gonna stop smoking, I would not date this person anymore. Because for me, this is a compromise I would never do. But for other things, like maybe taste of music, what they listen to, I would rather do a compromise with them. Yeah. Even though I would love to go to the same concert with this person. Doesn't have this big of a priority for me.
Yeah, of course. When I meant like compromises, I meant on the essentials. like not personal taste.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to live with someone in the same ship, relationship, so I mean compromises of the ship, not kind of the personal taste is something else. If we are in one ship and we are heading a target, a goal, and somebody's trying to take advantage of the wood of the ship to make themselves something, and they make holes in the ship, this is something that influences the whole ship. This I will not make compromises because I'm part of a relationship. But if someone wants to do something personal that doesn't influence the relationship, then this is their choice. So kind of, if you like to be with her and her parents have to access the relationship and to influence it, and then you are going to suffer from that interaction, then they're influencing the ship. When I say how much compromises, I would not compromise dignity, you would not compromise your sovereignty, you would not compromise your energy, you would not waste your emotional wealth for people's ego. There's many things that I would not compromise, but if you want to drink tea and she wants to drink coffee, it is just enjoy. It's not such a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. And I think also for me, I feel it in my guts when I do some kind of compromises where I think I can go until there and then something happens or it doesn't happen, but with time I feel, okay, now there's like eine Grenze.
A limit
that I just cannot go further. And then it's about staying true with myself or telling lies just because I hope something else would change, and then I start to live in an illusion instead of the reality. So for me, I have this kind of intuition. But I think it's I think it's difficult to find the partner, to be honest. I used to have a lot of conversations about what I need, I don't need. So, yeah.
I think also depends on your level of consciousness. So kind of many people can live in harmony with each other, and that's fine. Maybe they are not, they have no demands, they have no standards, or they have low standards, or they're not expecting from the husband or the wife to be in a good conversation, an intellectual conversation. They're not expecting from them to be, and that's fine, they live in harmony with each other. But some people have different demands and different needs. Intellectual needs, emotional needs. And of course, there are people that complement each other. There are some narcissists that are looking for somebody who is not emotionally intelligent in order to rob them of their energy all the time. And they live in harmony with each other. Because also this empath who's not emotionally intelligent is not aware of the situation, and he finds the narcissist sexy and attractive and charismatic. There's some lack that, some emptiness that narcissist feels. So both like each other, both balance each other. And if they both accept to live in this toxic interaction, then they can enjoy it.
Yeah. What I think I wanted to say, it's like, I'm kind of afraid to not find the right partner. Because if you're like self-aware and you have this demands that you want as this and this and this and this from a relationship on this and this and this level, like to think if I don't go too much into compromises and I stay true to myself, maybe that there's a possibility that I never will find a partner for my life and that I might get really lonely. So this is something what I think sometimes. But is it worth then to maybe go into a relationship with someone where you also feel like doing too much compromises? I think what it's more worth, right? To be in a relationship with someone where you don't feel fully, like you think that there's a lack of something, or really stand true to yourself and maybe stay alone and have from time to time affairs or short relationships with people?
From my point of view, it's just stop using stoppers. I need this, and I need that, and I need this. And the concept that, because, everybody has his own concept of what is a partner is, how a relationship should look like. So many people are not living in their authentic self. So they're trying to repeat ideas or to repeat patterns that others did. And in the moment, they are missing on so many opportunities that they are not seeing because they are busy with repeating what others are doing. And they are busy with trying to create what they expect. Though if they just let go from their expectations and from the definitions of society of what relationship is and how relationships should look like, just let go of those expectations and be in the moment. You might find something and enjoy the moment. Learn something from the moment. Even an interaction with a person that you met in a bar, for example. You don't know this person. You have no expectations to go with him after that, or that he might be rich, or he might be poor, or might have maybe a whatever story. But I can enjoy, if I'm in the moment, I can enjoy a conversation. If this conversation is inspiring and continues, then we can grow into it. If I see red flags and I detect danger, then I just fade out. But what I'm doing is that I'm in the moment. I'm trying to experience the interaction without an agenda. If I'm coming now, I'm saying, this guy on the bar, or this woman on the bar, I want to marry her. I'm already coming with an agenda. So I'm already dismissing all the red flags, all the signs that tell me be careful, or like trying to force on her something that she has nothing to do with her. And then I miss the opportunity to enjoy, to experience something else that might be relevant. So if I'm approaching any situation without an agenda, without expectations, and just try to be in the moment and to look in the eyes and to enjoy the interaction, I might have the right answers in the right time, in the right place, and I will be accurate in perceiving reality.
This is really beautiful what you're saying right now. Like for real. And this is also, you can adapt not only to relationships between men and women, but with every person, also relationship with yourself, with being, kind of, to try to be in the present. And when you say it, it sounds like so simple, just try to be in the moment. But on the other hand, it's so difficult because we are, I don't know if it's like programmed or how our brains sometimes work, but we are really good in putting on certain agendas. Like, I need this from a person, I would need this, I imagine this to be like in this way. Like, I am very, very good at this. And to let go of it and unlearn it, it's triggering a lot of uncomfortable emotions. There is also a resistance to let go of it. Like if my ego is like fighting not to let go. Even though the recipe sounds like really doable. Be in the moment and enjoy the moment. But it triggers, a feeling of fear too. If I just be in the moment and I don't put this certain agenda, I don't know what will happen. So I cannot predict. And this is something that makes me feel a little bit excited, but also afraid too. But it also opens up a feeling of aliveness if you're in the present.
Yeah, thinking about this podcast now, okay? Could be we need to think about a lot of things, the camera, the light, what things can go wrong. What is it? But now, the moment we are sitting with each other now, and we have the tea and the coffee and the water, and we just look in the eyes of each other and we just talk. That's it. We're just present with each other. And all fears disappear because they're not relevant anymore. Our focus is going somewhere else. And you can think about it with actors on stage, for example. And I worked with many people that have fear of stage. And how can they overcome to talk in public? And they go on stage and they start to sweat and the things. And my first question is like kind of, or like when they're busy of how I'm being seen, what if something goes wrong? What if they laugh at me? What if I go this? Then you are not present in why you are here on the stage in the first place. Why are you on the stage? What do you want to say? What is your message? Look at the audience and tell them what I want to tell you here, people. I'm on the stage because I want to tell you about something important. And if you think about what you're going to say and your message, you're not busy with your ego. You're not busy with yourself. You're not busy with your fears. And that's why the ego can be heavy.
Yes.
But presence, that's why you say this actor is present. He's 100% in the moment. He's not busy with many other things, and it can make the performance like kind of with double signals.
But being present doesn't mean of letting go of everything, right? And now, like staying with on the topic on the podcast, for example. So we have kind of a frame, right? And if I completely let go, then I might ignore also the frame, no? So it's like there a balance between being in a presence, but also to keep the frame in mind?
Yeah, a frame and limitations, they are everywhere. Also gravity and walls. Mm-hmm. So we cannot just go through walls. It doesn't make a difference how much we improvise now, we will not fly. As much as we want to exercise our freedom, we will not go through the window and fly. So yeah, this frames one of those limitations that we exercise our freedom within the range of the limitations and the rules that we invented, the rules of the game. So kind of we play football or play any game, there are rules of the game. Those are the limitations. In those limitations, enjoy your freedom and the mission.
But for example, if you have like a podcast or a football game, you usually also practice. You want to have the best outcome in a football game. You want to win against another team. But to be in the present and enjoy the game, you have a lot of training before that. So you have a simulated kind of a game where you can allow yourself to make mistakes. But how is it in relationships? You don't have like this simulation of a relationship. You only have like the game.
Your relationships are kind of training. Your experiences are training. You learn from it. You learn from real life. Even people who play in nobody's a professional human being. We're all amateur human beings. We all just play football, play without like training.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? We're not a degree in human being. We're just improvising. Our relationships are improvised. Our life is improvised. And we try to connect the dots and to learn from how things go. And those who are more intelligent, who can see and connect the dots, they learn how to navigate. And the quicker present the more present they are, the more sensual they are, the more they perceive reality, the more sharp their perception is. This is how they learn faster.
So the whole life, it's kind of a learning. This is so funny how you described it right now, because it also mirrored how much I sometimes expect from myself, this perfect human being, you know, that I want to step into something and make everything by the rule. And to tell myself, you did like 100 from 100. But it's like a life experience. It's a human experience. There is not such a thing that you can get like points out of it and tell yourself you did everything perfectly. And also in relationships with another human being.
At the end, you will be living in the results of our choices and actions. So this is the points. If this is the kind of the points, this is if we succeed or fail, where we are living, what kind of life we are living in, what kind of people we are surrounded with, our environment. Are we happy? Are we satisfied? This is the points that reflects our performance. So there are points, and those sometimes are painful, like reality, either painful or pleasing. So everyone chooses their reality.
But not based on an agenda that you put out in your head. I would like things to happen exactly this way. And this is pro for this, and this is contra for this, and this is pro for this, and contra for this. But you are like in this reality, you try to be as sensitive as possible, like to as much alive as possible in the moment, and then act out of your intuition, your needs. I also ask myself how to be present in the moment and to be as much aware as possible of the programming that I have. This is a little bit difficult for me, not to fall into your own traps.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole idea of being conscious, as the programming is running in the subconscious.
How can we unlearn this?
Yeah, it needs ritualization and repetition in the right direction, achieving success as a pattern, and then the subconscious that connects the dots, and then we transform. But it must be repetition of success. It's not twice, not thrice. People need to make a choice that they want to make the right choices. Now, people, what is the right choices? That are relevant to the goals, that are relevant to the objectives, that is relevant to my wishes. They need to make those and consistently to succeed. But then first, they need to override their ego. They need to overcome their ego, because this is the biggest hurdle.
But the ego is sometimes not nice, not to use like harsh words, because sometimes we don't know that things are coming from our ego. Sometimes we're like, oh, maybe this is the ego that's shouting, but sometimes the ego whispers, like you don't even know, is this the ego or is it not the ego? Is it what I want? Or to distinguish this both.
Yeah, we also need to distinguish what kind of ego, because there is the survival ego, which tells me what I need in order to survive. This ego is my best friend. He shows me where I need, what to do, senses, sexuality. This not sexual part of sexuality, but this is important. But there is also the emotional ego or the narcissistic ego. This kind of ego, this is the most destructive. This is the place where people twist reality, just not to live in shame. They start to confuse between dignity and pride. To be proud is to cover their shame. This is a different kind of ego. That is the thing that they need to override. And this is a whole different kind of approach. And people would lie to themselves and would deny reality again and again and again and again because of that ego. Especially when it's been groomed by a monster much bigger than themselves, which is society, economy, social mindsets, political mindsets. And when many people are in one room, all of them are riding on that, people who are emotionally intelligent, empathic, need to be very aware because they can easily be confused by the feedback. So here's
This monster is huge. Almost, I would say, almost the whole society is this monster. It's a huge task to be aware of this proud ego, not to go there, especially because the society is trained this way.
Yeah. This is especially for people who are empathic or emotionally wealthy. They can be easily taken advantage of by this kind of entities. So my message might not reach out to everyone, but there are specific kind of people that can be helped by it. Others will not even accept it. So
Shredy, what I'm also thinking, so we should not concentrate too much on these agendas to put like a frame or a Schublade. I want this to be in this way and this way and this way and this way. But also we have aims and wishes. And we try to program our unconscious in this way to achieve our goals and to create a reality that will make us feel the best way possible.
Yeah.
How do I know if I am going after this aims to create an amazing reality for myself, or if I'm putting an agenda that might be too stiff?
Yeah. If you're aware of your needs and your goals, not to approach any situation with an agenda. I'm already proactive, not reactive. I'm not seeing a woman and now I want to have an agenda. I'm reacting to the situation and to my subconscious, to my lower needs. I'm not talking about that kind of agenda. This is an agenda that I'm talking about. I'm talking about being proactive. It means that when there are no stimulations, sexual stimulations, I know what I want, what I love, what I'm passionate about. I know it. And then this knowledge allows me, if I'm honest with myself, to connect with a higher consciousness in the sense of my interest and the interest of the ship are one. Me, I'm egoistic. I don't want to drown. I don't want the ship to sink because I'm in the ship. So this ego, this survival ego, is in one with the ship. So nobody can tell me, Shredy, you don't give a shit about the ship. You're selfish. No. I am the one who cares about the ship because I'm aware of my needs. So I'm in a connection with this higher consciousness. Then I'm having a plan. I'm having a map, and a karta, and a compass. So I know how the way, generally, the karta will not tell me how to be on the ground. I know the direction and I know the map. But when I'm walking on the ground, I'm present. What kind of animals? Animals are not written in the map. There's no map tells me now you're going to have a lion. There's no maps telling me now you have a toilet. I don't know, or like something like this. Or where's trees, or I don't know. So what I'm facing on the ground might even sometimes challenge what is written in the map. I need to be present.
Yes.
I'm having the connection with the higher consciousness, the oneness that I'm aware of. I'm having the awareness, which is the map and the compass and the knowledge and the skills that allows me to navigate to that things. And then I also have my needs, which I need to eat and I need to navigate. I need to stay a moment because I need to hunt something. I need to eat something. So I need to... but if I'm so easily distracted because of eine Laune, because of a whim that is coming. I'm becoming reactive. Then you will always chasing butterflies. You will never go into that direction. So
I totally feel what you're saying, like in my body, so, on this level of the body, to be this reactive on stuff that happens on the outside. It's like a feeling of always like running, but disconnecting from your body, disconnecting from yourself. And it makes a lot of confusion, a lot of movement, which is not nice. It's destabilizing. But if you surrender into this feeling of being with in the present, it makes me feel directly so sensitive. When you're saying all these things, I feel like I don't know how to say it in English, to be honest, but I also kind of feel directly this connection to this higher self, and I understand the idea of the ship and being with oneself, and to stay open and present, and to be ready also then to interact with yourself, but the world on the outside. So everything that you're saying resonates. And it's a really beautiful feeling if you are staying with yourself and with your body. Maybe then the dynamics that you are with and with other people, it might be that this journey might be at the edge, because then you realize, okay, there's some things I don't want to compromise, but you are still with yourself. So this selfishness feels not like a selfishness, but rather taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and selfishness is not, everyone uses the word selfishness. It's the same word, but people use it in different contexts. Suddenly a narcissist would tell you, you are selfish. Though you are not selfish, he's the selfish, or she's the selfish. But they use it in order to shame you and to feel you guilty, in order to make you sacrifice yourself for them. But if you tell them you are selfish, they'll tell you, yeah, of course I will take care of myself. I have needs, of course I have needs. Suddenly the selfishness is harmless. People use words in contexts that are in line with their agendas and their needs and their egos. So I would not be bothered by people using your selfish ego. We need to put it in the context, what they are talking about exactly, because, you know, the words can be very confusing in the world of emotions. You know, like kind of someone who's blind, you can say blue and red words, but he can imagine it however he wants. Every blind person creates the image, the concept of what is a red is. So it is, words don't mean nothing to people who see in the world of emotions. The words don't mean anything. Selfish here in this context can mean something totally different, used in a different context.
That reminds me actually of some relatives that use the word of, she's such a good friend, she does... Oh. But I need to...
Because we need more than 40 minutes and we needed to...
Yeah, not to talk too much. But now I have the urge to tell the story until the end, you know? Yeah. Because this reminds me of this. She's such a good friend. She does everything that I need. I call her and she's always there for me. And then you picture this other person as someone so nice, so selfish, but the person is like giving herself to any other person. And we think this is something so positive, but actually this person is hurting herself. Because it's not about giving everything that you have. We have to have like kind of a balance. What's about the person that's giving all the time? Who's going to give it to her? You know, she also needs to be taken care of. And then she might define herself also from this perspective. But if she gets sick because she's overgiving all the time and she misses energy and her body starts or mind or something goes wrong. So is this a positive thing? No, it turns only against her.
Yeah, I mean, people need to develop some emotional intelligence in order not to fall into the trap of narcissists. Because people can be easily programmed by putting anything in a positive connotation or a negative connotation, even when this thing has nothing to do in reality with the connotation or with the context that they used it into. They see somebody who's sacrificing himself, denies his needs, and they say, wow, she's good. Yeah. And somebody says, hey, this is my boundaries. Please, this is my tea. This is my, don't touch it. You are selfish. Why? Because you want to take his things and he doesn't want to give it to you because he's selfish. So you need to be careful of how people use words.
For sure. Because this monster is big in the society. Yeah. Okay. I could talk like a lot about these topics with you. This is so super interesting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your insights.